This week on the Island Times News Update, voters in Atlantic Beach will have a chance to decide on true district representation. Changes may be on the way at Penman Plaza in Neptune Beach, and candidates for office court Beach's voters. Welcome to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. At a workshop meeting Monday night, the Atlantic Beach Commission considered a proposal from the Charter Review Committee to change the way members of the commission are elected. The committee has recommended that the commission members be elected only by the voters living in their districts. Currently, all voters have a say in all commission races. Under the proposal, only the mayor would be elected at large. The district boundaries would not change. Commissioner Jonathan Doherty said that he did not campaign heavily in his district because of the small number of voters who live there. He said he would not be in favor of making the change recommended by the Charter Review Committee.
I think it's kind of dangerous to go to true district representation simply because of the lack of votes in that neighborhood. That neighborhood is primarily a transitional neighborhood. Traditionally it's been. We are getting a lot more homeowners in there right now, but it's been a lot of rental properties, a lot of people who are disenfranchised and traditionally do not vote. The argument's been made if they knew that they had somebody, that they would come out and vote, but the numbers aren't there to support it. And I would say, out of all the decisions I've had to make, 90% of them have to do with the entire city and not just that neighborhood. I wouldn't want somebody who is just all about either my neighborhood, Selva Marina, all these different areas. I wouldn't want somebody who that's all they cared about, what was going on and what was best for that. I think we need to have somebody who has the best interests of the entire city at heart.
Commissioner Jimmy Hill agreed, saying that true district representation has other potential issues as well.
The district division would be so small that literally, when doing the math, as many as 11 people can change an election, which makes it vulnerable, literally, to tampering. As it is now, it's a little more protected from tampering. A citywide election with a person representing that district out of those districts, the way it is exactly now today, is a lot more difficult to tamper with. And I'm not saying that we have a problem with that in our community, but why open ourselves up to it? I understand the idea behind it was well intended. In a town of this size, while there are different characteristics to the different portions of the town, the numbers are so small and so vulnerable to I think Jonathan used the word disenfranchised. You really could just, a family could sway an election, and that's probably not a safe environment for a city of this size.
But Commissioner Mark Beckenbach said that there are distinct advantages to campaigning in a smaller area.
You're talking about numbers. Well, I'm talking about finances. If somebody's going to go ahead and run from that particular area, I think that it should be from that area that individual can walk around their neighborhood. They can spend a very small amount of money. They can go ahead and invite people over to their house. If there's 2,000 some odd people that are voting as a voting block, or 2,500 people who are voting in that voting block, that I think that's doable in a year without too much of a problem seeing everybody if they really want to run. My personal opinion is that let's go ahead and allow for each district to go ahead and get their own vote.
Mayor Carolyn Wood said that the voters should have an opportunity to determine how their representatives are elected. Commissioner Maria Mark asked if they might also consider adding 2 true at-large seats to the commission, but Wood said this is not the appropriate time for such a proposal.
The problem with adding the 2 additional seats is you end up right where you started from when you did districting. You would still have 4 commissioners, a majority that could come from one neighborhood. And that's what districting was set out to accomplish, was that most of the commission was all from one general neighborhood. And so with districting, we know we've got at most 2 people from the same neighborhood, the one at large seat, and then, each of the districts. So I think that might be a question for another day. And we've only had 2 elections with this process, with districting. I'm not sure anybody's ready to make the leap and change it, but I just think it should be up to the citizens to make that decision.
The proposal will be on the August ballot in Atlantic Beach as a separate issue and not included in a broader package of changes to the charter considered to be more clerical in nature. Other recommendations may be separated out as well. Well, there was a lot of political activity at the beach this week. The First Coast Republican Club welcomed Republican candidates for Jacksonville mayor, city council at large, and supervisor of elections to speak at the club Monday night. About 100 people packed the dining room at Casa Marina to hear the candidates speak. Tuesday night, mayoral candidate Bill Bishop held an event at the Wine Bar in Jacksonville Beach directed toward young professionals, and Sheriff candidate Rob Schoonover held an event at the Beach Diner Thursday night. Early voting for the countywide election begins March 9th, with the final balloting being held March 24th. The only early voting location at the beach will be the beach's branch of the Jacksonville Public Library in Neptune Beach. VyStar Credit Union plans to purchase 2 parcels of land in Neptune Beach for construction of a new branch. Currently, the property is owned by Penman Plaza LLC. One of the parcels is the location of the long-closed Sonic Drive-In. The other is Bono's Barbecue Restaurant. VyStar has asked for several variances for the project, including landscaping and the number of parking spaces on the property. The Community Development Board has approved the variances. Councilman Scott Wiley says the Bonos would likely not be closing immediately, but the Sonic could be demolished and construction of the credit union might begin soon. It's not known if Bonos would choose another location in Neptune Beach when their lease expires in about a year. The Jacksonville Beach City Council will consider a resolution opposing the use of seismic testing offshore at its meeting Monday night. City Manager George Forbes said in a briefing document that the testing is the first step prior to offshore drilling used to locate oil and natural gas deposits under the ocean floor. The sound created by the air cannon used in the exploration can be harmful to marine life, including the endangered North Atlantic right whale. Forbes also said that offshore drilling could pose a major threat to the beach's natural resources and economy if a spill should occur. Forbes is recommending that the council approve the resolution opposing the seismic testing. Both Atlantic Beach and Neptune Beach passed similar resolutions last year. Well, when we come back, the beach's museum and history park picks up a major donor. This is the Island Times News Update.
Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning in Atlantic Beach offers a full range of residential and commercial heating and air conditioning services, from new installation to replacement and remodeling. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning can keep your home comfortable year-round, and they offer preventive maintenance contracts to keep your system running at peak efficiency. Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning is an authorized Bryant dealer and will service all brands. For year-round comfort in your home or business, contact the original Charlie's Tropic Heating and Air Conditioning at 241-1788. Beaches Academy Child Care Center in Jacksonville Beach has been offering affordable, loving child care to families in the Beaches communities for 35 years. Conveniently located on Penman Road, Beaches Academy offers care for children from infants through preschool, with programs that encourage learning and outdoor play. Our affordable tuition means families can get quality child care at a price that fits their budget. Contact Beaches Academy at 246-3885 and schedule a tour of our center. Beaches Academy, the child always comes first.
Welcome back to the Island Times News Update. I'm Tom Patton. The Beaches Museum and History Park's newest exhibit, Palmettos, Piers, and Pioneers, opened to a record crowd of more than 200 guests last Thursday. Items on display include the original control panel of the Palm Valley Drawbridge and the badge worn by Deputy Sheriff William Willie Michler, along with dozens of family photos, heirlooms, and even taxidermy animals from the area. In addition to celebrating the opening, the announcement of a new major benefactor to the museum was made. The lead gift for the moving of the Osterreicher McCormick homestead, an 1873 cracker cabin currently located in Palm Valley, was made by Thomas Lenoble. It recognizes and honors the memory of his parents, Mary and Victor Lenoble. Thomas Lenoble grew up in Jacksonville Beach and attended both San Pablo Elementary School and Fletcher High School. Lenoble simultaneously made a second generous gift to establish the Lenoble Endowment, for the preservation and renovation of the historic buildings in the History Park. The Palm Valley exhibit will be open until April 22nd, and admission is free. The move of the Osterreicher McCormick cabin is expected to take place in March. Beaches Watch will host an update on various beaches projects with Kevin Brown from the Sea Oats Project, Curtis Loftus from Deck the Chairs, and Chris Hoffman from the Beaches Museum and History Park as guest speakers at their next meeting. It will be held on March the 4th at 7 p.m. at the Beaches Museum Chapel, 505 Beach Boulevard in Jacksonville Beach. The meeting is open to the public. The Atlantic Beach Experimental Theater will hold auditions for The Savannah Disputation on Monday, March 2nd at 7 p.m. The play is described as a heaven-sent comedy drenched in Southern charm, infused with a pinch of hellfire and a dollop of damnation. Two daffy Catholic sisters find themselves in a verbal smackdown with a door-to-door evangelist in their own home. There are roles for 3 women and 1 man. The auditions will include a reading from the script, and the performance dates are May the 8th through the 24th. And buckle up in Atlantic Beach the next couple of weeks. The Atlantic Beach Police Department is participating in a Click It or Ticket campaign March the 1st to the 14th. Police will be checking for seatbelt use as well as proper use of child restraints. Well, the National Weather Service says we can expect a good chance of rain Saturday with more showers through Monday night, but warmer weather is finally on the way with highs forecast to be in the 70s from Wednesday through the end of the week. The Island Times is always digital, always free at www.theislandtimes.com. Become a subscriber and get updates on news from the beaches communities delivered right to your email box. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'm Tom Patton. Thanks for watching.